A storm is coming to Heartland, and episode 8 might be the one that changes everything. Amy's heart is shaking. Jack is holding back tears, and the entire ranch feels like it's standing on the edge of something life-changing. What happens next isn't just another episode. It's the moment fans have been waiting for. Episode 8 begins with a quiet tension hanging over Heartland. The kind-off silence that tells you something big is about to happen. The wind moves slowly through the fields, and the ranch seems unusually still, almost as if it knows the emotions that are about to unfold. Amy has been trying to stay strong, focusing on her work and her family, but the cracks in her relationship with Nathan have grown too wide to ignore. Every time they talk, something feels slightly off. Their words don't connect the way they used to, and the warmth that once held them together now feels distant. Across the ranch, Jack moves through his morning routine, but even he isn't himself. He tries to keep busy, but his eyes keep drifting toward the gate, almost like he's waiting for something or someone to return. For weeks, fans have been wondering where Lisa is, and the strain of her absence is finally starting to show. Jack pretends he's fine, but deep down he feels the weight of loneliness pulling at him. He misses her not just as his partner, but as the person who steadies his world. Lou is juggling the daily chaos of ranch life, business responsibility, and trying to hold her family together. She senses the emotional shift around her. She sees the stress in Amy's eyes, the exhaustion in Jack's face, and the quiet questions Severin is too afraid to ask. Even the horses seem to react to the tension, restless in their stalls, as if they feel the emotional changes coming. This episode doesn't open with loud drama. Instead, it begins with a slow, heavy buildup, the kind that pulls you in and keeps you guessing. It sets the perfect stage for a reunion that will bring tears and a breakup that will break hearts. The audience gets the sense that both stories are moving toward each other, both full of emotions that can no longer be hidden. Amy's relationship troubles and Jack's quiet heartache are about to collide with moments that will reshape the episode. As the sun sets behind the distant hills, the camera lingers on the ranch for a long, quiet minute. It's a deep breath before everything changes. The lighting grows warm, almost nostalgic, giving the scene an emotional softness. But underneath the beauty is the feeling that someone is coming home, and that someone else is about to walk away. The tension, the silence, the small moments of emotional distance, they all build toward what episode 8 is about to deliver. Lisa's emotional return and the breakup that no fan wanted to see coming. This opening sets the tone for an episode filled with powerful choices, honest conversations, and turning points that will echo throughout the rest of season 19. That quiet morning at Heartland shifts the moment Jack steps outside and senses something different in the air. It's not the wind, not the weather, something deeper. He pauses at the fence, looking out toward the long dirt road leading to the ranch. He doesn't know why he stops, but he feels it. A pull, a presence, a see if his heart recognizes something before his eyes do. The last few weeks without Lisa have left a space inside him they had tried to fill with work, chores, anything to keep himself from thinking. But no matter how hard he tries, the silence she left behind is always louder at night. Inside the barn, Amy brushes a horse trying to shake her own worries. When she notices Jack standing still outside, staring into the distance, she's seen that look before. The look of a man holding on to hope, even when he's tired of being disappointed. She steps closer, trying not to startle him. But before she can speak, a soft hum fills there. Engine sounds. Ty is rolling over gravel. Amy turns her head and Jack's breath catches as a familiar stuff slowly appears at the far end of the drive. For a second, Jack can't move. His chest tightens and a flood of memories rushes back. Lisa's smile, her voice, her gentle way of making even the hardest days feel lighter. He blinks, almost afraid it's just his mind playing tricks. But then the car door opens. A figure steps out, and the moment her foot touches the ground, Jack's world shifts. Lisa is back. The camera would usually cut quickly, but in this moment, it lingers. Lisa stands still, letting the ranch soak into her senses, its warmth, its memories. You can see in her eyes that this wasn't an easy return. She carries something heavy, something she's been holding on to alone. The weeks away have changed her, softened her in some places, but hardened her in others. There's acidness behind her smile, the kind that comes from fighting battles you don't want others to worry about. Jack finally takes a step, then another. His hand shakes slightly, not out of fear, but from the overwhelming relief of seeing the person he thought he might lose. He doesn't ask where she's been yet. He doesn't need answers. All he knows is that she's here right now. And he didn't realize just how much he needed this moment until it happened. Lisa breathes in deeply and whispers Jack's name. Her voice cracks, not from weakness, but from the weight of everything she's been carrying. Jack reaches her, stopping just inches away, as if unsure whether to touch her or let her speak first. She smiles softly, tears in her eyes. I'm sorry, she begins, fighting to keep her voice steady. I should have come sooner. But Jack shakes his head almost instantly. You're here now, he says quietly. That's all that matters. It's a simple line, but it hits harder than any dramatic speech because it holds truth, love, and forgiveness all at once. Lisa finally steps forward and wraps her arms around him. It's not a dramatic sweep or a cinematic moment. It's slow, real, filled with relief. Jack holds her tightly, closing his eyes as if grounding himself in the feelings missed so much. This isn't just a reunion. It's a healing, a returning off to hearts that have been stretched apart but not broken. Amy watches from a distance, a soft smile forming on her face. For a moment, her own problems slip away. She sees love finding its way back, and it gives her comfort she didn't expect. She turns away quietly, giving them privacy. Letting the moment breathe, Lisa pulls back slightly, her expression now serious. I need to explain everything, she says. There's more than you know. Jack nods, guiding her toward the house, ready to listen. Whatever brought her back, whatever she's been carrying, they'll face it together. The reunion isn't just emotional. It's a turning point. Lisa's return brings warmth back to the ranch, but it also opens the door to new questions, new challenges, and new truths waiting just beneath the surface. And as episode 8 unfolds, it becomes clear that her story is only just beginning. The warmth of Lisa's return barely has time to settle before another storm begins to build, one far more fragile, far more personal. Amy stands in the paddock, watching Spartan move slowly through the field, his step steady and calm. She tries to breathe in that same calmness, but her chest feels tight, as if every breath has to push past something heavy inside her. That truth is simple. The problems with Nathan are no longer small shadows she can ignore. They're everywhere now, between every conversation, inside every pause, and wrapped around every unsaid word. In earlier episodes, their differences seemed like minor bumps. Amy would brush them off, believing they'd work themselves out. But over time, acquiescent distance began to grow, almost invisible at first. Little misunderstandings, small disagreements, moments when they just didn't seem to hear each other the same way anymore. It wasn't one big fight. It was a slow unraveling, the kind people often mistake for normal relationship stress until it's too late to repair. Nathan arrives at the ranch that afternoon, his strict door shutting a little too hard. Amy hears it from across the yard and sigh, feeling that familiar mix of tension and exhaustion rise in her chest again. She wipes her hands on her Jen and turns, ready to talk, ready to try, even if she's not sure what she's trying for anymore. Nathan walks toward her, shoulders stiff, jaw set. Even from a distance, it's clear he's frustrated. Maybe he's been waiting for this conversation. Maybe he's been avoiding it. Amy can't tell. All she knows is that something has to change. Their relationship can't keep bending like this. He starts talking quickly, asking why she didn't return his calls last night, why she didn't tell him about her plans earlier, why she always seems somewhere else. The frustration in his voice isn't loud, but it's sharp now to cut right through her. Amy stays calm at first, explaining softly, trying to bring clarity, but Nathan doesn't hear her. Not really. He's listening to reply, not listening to understand. Amy takes a small step back, grounding herself as the weight of everything begins to settle on her shoulders. Nathan, she says gently, we keep having the same conversation and nothing changes. Her voice isn't angry. It's tired, emotionally tired in the way only the heart can be. Nathan stops, thrown off by the softness in her tone. He expected a fight. He didn't expect them to see this quiet, this steady. It unsettles him. So, what are you saying? He asks, his voice suddenly unsure. Emma looks at him, her eyes clear in a way they haven't been for weeks. I'm saying we're trying to fit into something that isn't working anymore. The words land heavier than she expects. They feel final the moment they leave her mouth. She swallows hard, holding herself together because even when it's their right choice, heartbreak still hurts. Nathan shakes his head, confused, defensive. But we can fix this. We just need time. We've had time, she says quietly. We've been trying, but trying isn't the same as growing. And lately, we're not growing together. There's no anger in her voice, just truth. Pure painful truth. Nathan's face softens, the realization hitting him like a cold wind. He isn't angry now. He's scared. The fear shows in the way his voice cracks slightly when he speaks again. That's it. You're ending this. Amy looks down at the dirt beneath her boots, then back at him. I think we both know this isn't the relationship either of you's imagined. And holding on just because we're afraid to let go, that isn't love. For a long moment, neither of them moves. The silence stretches across that paddock. broken only by the distant sound off hubs against the ground. Amy feels tears sting her eyes, but she blinks them back. She isn't breaking Beckow's of the loss. She's breaking Beckow's endings always hurt even when they're right. Nathan nods slowly, accepting the truth, even though it was something deep inside him. I didn't want this, he says softly. I didn't either, Amy replies, her voice gentle. But sometimes letting go is the only way to stop hurting each other. With those final words, the space between them changes forever. Nathan steps back, his expression a mix of sadness and understanding. Amy watches him, feeling the weight of the moment settle deep inside her. It's done. A chapter closed. A quiet heartbreak as Nathan walks away. The camera lingers in Amy standing alone, the wind brushing her hair, Spartan grazing peacefully beneath her. It's a symbolic shot, a reminder that life at Heartland keeps moving even when hearts break. And though this ending hurts, it also opens a door to something new, something honest. A chance for Amy to find strength in herself again. This breakup isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, real, human, and it leaves the ranch holding its breath for what comes next. As the dust settles over Heartland, a strange quiet fills the ranch, one that doesn't come from peace, but from aftershocks of the day's emotional storms. Lisa's return has brought warmth back into Jack's life, but Amy's breakup with Nathan has created a different kind-of shift, one that seems to echo through every corner of the ranch. It's the kind-of episode where joy and heartbreak walk side by side, where one door opens just as another closes, and the future suddenly feels unpredictable. Later that evening, Heartland glows under the soft light of a fading sunset. The sky looks almost painted gold, blending into pink, fading into deep blue. It's beautiful, almost too beautiful for a day filled with such heavy feelings. Inside the house, Jack and Lisa sit together the way they always used to. But the atmosphere isn't just happy. It's layered. There's love, yes, but also questions. Questions Lisa hasn't answered yet. Questions Jack is afraid to ask. Her return is a blessing, but it's also the beginning of a conversation they can't avoid. Lisa touches Jack's hand, her expression filled with tenderness and worry. She knows he deserves the truth. She knows coming back means facing everything she walked away from. And when she finally begins to explain, the tone shifts. One and hear every detail in the sneak peek. But the hints we get suggest her time away wasn't just a simple trip or a business distraction. She's been dealing with something deeper, something emotional, maybe even something medical. Something that forced her to step away to protect Jack, the ranch, or Evan herself. Her story is quiet, but it carries weight. In episode 8 is a Budo explored in ways that will leave fans holding their breath. Meanwhile, Amy sits outside alone on the porch. The same porch where so many of Heartland's biggest decisions have taken place. She watches the horses in the distance, their silhouettes moving slow across the field. It's a peaceful sight, but inside she feels everything but peace. Breaking up with nothing and solve her problems as it simply opened the truth she had been avoiding. She's strong, yes, but she's tired of forcing something that wasn't growing. Tired of carrying more than she should. But even in that heaviness, something new begins to form. A quiet strength, a moment of clarity. Amy has always rebuilt herself from the ground up after tie, after loss, after change. This breakup is another beginning for her, not an ending. And episode 8 hints at a journey that may lead Amy towards something more meaningful, rediscovering who she is without needing someone beside her. The sneak peek also hints at new challenges for the entire family. With Lisa back, old questions about their future together rise again. Will her return bring the stability Jack has been missing? Or will it open the door to new conflicts they must face as a team? And Amy, now standing alone against choices ahead, will she focus completely on her work with horses? Will she build new boundaries for herself? Or will someone unexpected step into her life later in the season? Episode 8 doesn't give us all the answers, but it leaves enough space for the imagination to run wild. We see Jack staring at Lisa with a mix of fear and hope. We see Emma standing in the field at dusk, the wind brushing across her hair, as if the ranch itself is reminding her she's not alone. We see Lou watching her family from a distance, ready to step in and support them, even when she doesn't know exactly how to, and just when the episode feels like it's settling. The preview ends with one final tease: Amy walking into the barn late at night, stopping suddenly as she notices someone inside. We see only a silhouette, a faint shadow in the low barn light. The episode cuts before we learn who it is. A friend, a family member, someone from her past, or someone we never expected. This ending leaves fans buzzing with questions. Becky's episode 8 isn't just about what happened. It's about what's coming next. New beginnings, new discoveries, and new emotional twists that could reshape the rest of season 19. Heartland is known for its gentle heartbreaks and soft healing moments, and episode 8 promises both. Lisa's return brings comfort, Amy's breakup brings truth, and the closing scene brings mystery. That perfect recipe for an episode that keeps viewers locked in until the very last second. As the night settles over Heartland, the ranch grows quiet, but it's the kind of quiet that creates its weird questions, heavy emotions, and promise of new chapters still waiting to unfold. Episode 8 leaves every character standing at a crossroads, each facing a future they didn't expect when the day first began. And even though the sun has long dipped behind the hills, the emotional echoes remain. Lisa's fragile truth, Amy's sharp-breaking decision, and the uncertain path ahead for everyone who calls Heartland home. Inside the house, the soft glow of lamplight falls across Jack and Lisa as they continue talking late into the night. The voices are low, gentle, but serious. Two people finally confronting the silence that grew between them. Lisa holds her cup tightly, revealing piece by piece the real reason she left. Something she didn't want to burden Jack with. The weight of her truth hangs in the air, uncomfortable, emotional, but necessary. Jack listens with patience, the same quiet strength he has shown all season. And though the details remain partially hidden in the sneak peek, one thing becomes clear. Their love story is not simply picking up where it left off. It's rebuilding. Not from broken pieces, but from honesty, and that makes it stronger than before. Meanwhile, Amy remains outside, unable to fully step inside the house yet. She needs that space, the open sky, the sound of the horses in the dark. This is where she feels closest to her true self. That breakup with Nathan still stings, but she knows deep down that she made the right choice. Sometimes love means staying. Sometimes love means walking away before the weight becomes too heavy for the people to carry. And Amy's decision, though painful, opens a new emotional horizon, one that leads back to her own strength, her own clarity, her own heart. And that's where episode 8 becomes bigger than just a reunion or a breakup. It becomes a turning point for Amy Fleming herself, because while heartbreak can knock her down, it never keeps her there. She rises, she builds, she learns, just like she has done time and time again. And this new chapter, though still forming, has that potential to shape the rest of season 19 in ways fans never saw coming. But the night isn't done teasing its mysteries. As Amy stands in the open field, she notices a faint glow coming from Thebern. It's unusual for the lights to be on this late. She wipes her eyes, exhales softly, and begins walking toward it. The closer she gets, the more she senses something familiar, something unexpected, something that makes her heartbeat shift just slightly. She steps inside, and the camera angle widens, giving viewers a glimpse of a shadowy figure standing near Spartan's stall. The figure moves just a little, enough to suggest they are aware she's there. The scene cuts before you see the face. Fans are left on the edge of their seats, wondering who could be waiting in the barn at this hour. Is it a friend checking on the horses? A family member wanting to talk? Someone from Amy's past returning at the worst or best possible moment? Or is the show setting up a new storyline that will start shaping future episodes? This cliffhanger is one of Heartland's most powerful storytelling tools, and episode 8 uses it perfectly. It keeps the emotions raw, the tension high, and the possibilities wide open. And as the narrator's voice fades, one final message rises. Some reunions heal the heart, some goodbyes clear the path, and some moments, quiet, unexpected moments change everything.